Hey there, industry, and welcome to episode 5 of GovCon Growth Bites, your source for expert advice and key strategies to grow your business one bite at a time. I'm your host, Maggie Bennett, and today we're doing something a little bit different. Our Turner Solutions has an excellent sort of collaborative learning opportunity called the GovCon Growth Academy, and it's been going phenomenally well. We've got some really great feedback on different business owners really learning some key strategies to grow their business. So we're going to take some sound bites, some of our favorite bits of the academy, and make them more broadly available. Steve Kahn is the sort of featured speaker for this particular lesson that we're going to soundbite out a slice of his wisdom. He's a senior business development leader with 20 years experience delivering innovative BD solutions. He has led small and medium-sized business development teams to win over $566 million in obligated dollars in the past 7 years and over $1.2 billion over the course of his career. So we definitely value his insight. The industry, or the GovCon Academy, has really enjoyed his wisdom, and we're going to roll that clip in a minute. But to give us a little more context, your favorite, Robert, good afternoon, good morning.
Maggie, good morning, good afternoon. Glad to be here.
Glad to have you. So I know that you were with Steve during this segment. Can you give us a little preview of what we look forward to?
So Steve and I have been talking about this concept within the context of our academy several times with our clients and our students. And the topic is really one of our myth busters, the idea that you need to know someone to win a contract. And so Steve and I talked about that, mostly Steve. I did a little Q&A, but Steve has some really great perspective, and not to steal all his thunder, the idea that you must know someone sometimes is used as a crutch, sometimes is used as a reason not to pursue an opportunity, but mostly it's elevated to a level of importance often that for many deals, especially in the small business community, it's just not as significant as we often make it out to be. And that with creative teaming, the right kind of pricing, the right kind of competitive research, the right kind of capture, it is not only possible, we've done it over and over, which is to win business and to win contracts when before the RFP, you didn't know anyone, did not have any personal relationships with that customer. So it's possible. You just have to think properly. And that's what Steve really helps us do, I think, exceptionally well in this segment, which is to think through how do you set yourself up to win when you lack that level of customer intimacy that you long for.
Shall we roll the clip?
Let's do it. And then we'll come back and reflect on it afterwards.
The concept of you have to know somebody to win, it goes back a long way when the world is quite different. And even then, potentially, I'm not sold on the idea that it was always there. So if you know someone, it does make life a lot easier. But it becomes a very strong weakness, right? So assuming the fact that you know, if you go down the I have to know someone approach, then let's break that out more into each common denominator. So to know someone, you need to have an opportunity that's winnable, that they're willing to change. And that's going to come out in a vehicle that you have, and it's going to be in a capability that you provide, and at a similar size and scope to your past performance. All those things you have to know before you know the person. If you know the person before all those things, it's nice, but irrelevant. As a matter of fact, it's probably a time sink because it's going to pull away your time. Whether you know a person, but you don't have the vehicle, can't do much. You know a person, you don't have the capability, can't do much. Because who are you going to know? Are you going to know the program side that are going to evaluate your technical, or are you going to know the contract side that are going to evaluate your price? And so if you know them both, that's fabulous. Then you're not even asking me this question. But to those who don't have that, they're the ones that constantly come towards, I've got to know people. And so if you're going to go down this path, and therefore you only want to know people that have those capabilities and everything else. But you're going to hire these people. Well, in a heavy price area, how many people are you going to buy, right? And it becomes cost prohibitive. Even large businesses are limited by this. So if you're going to hire a SME that knows that agency, there's only so many of them, right, to even have anyway. So you're going to have to do a lot of research to figure out what you're going to bid well in advance, because the superstars are going to be gone. So that, you hear that's all the issue, and it's a throwaway statement. Oh, I got to find somebody. Well, great. Well, tell me how you actually go about doing that, right? What's your methodology you're going to, what's your time frame you're going to need that? And so what happens is they don't actually do any of those, and they repeat that concept, and they never actually don't find anybody, and they say that's why they're not winning. And it becomes a crutch that people use, similar to I lost on price, which I also feel is a vastly overused crutch. And then the other one is I didn't know anybody. And so there's plenty of people you can know that are free. Key staff, incumbent staff that are on the contract right now. They know something. Offer them a salary bonus to come work for you. All right. Pay them a fee if you win. So if you want to go down a path of you're going to find somebody, which I have done this many times in different ways, and it works on certain bids, and certain bids I have to do it. But focus more on your assets and winning the bid. And when you do that, and teammates that know the customer, right? You will do much better on winning if you focus on where you're bidding, how you're bidding, the solution that you're providing, and that part's good. And then once you start winning, people come to you. On an IDIQ, without a doubt, as your name goes higher and higher on that win list, people want to join your bandwagon, and they will bring you insights, and they will bring people that you know.
That's right. That's good. Yeah, to say that I need to know somebody overemphasizes an existing relationship or even a personal relationship above the value of assets and past performance and knowledge of the customer. It's not to say that knowing people is a bad thing, but it's certainly not the ultimate thing. And too often we see folks make it an ultimate thing, or, the ultimate reason I didn't win. And all you're doing is putting too much emphasis on that one particular part of the equation, when, your assets, your capabilities, your past performance, your team, your knowledge of the customer and what their needs are certainly more important than any one relationship that may or may not be able to give you all that insight into the customer.
I understand is a person who doesn't care if you can win will absolutely work for you. Understand that. You go to some rep and you say, I'd like to bid this, and I'd like to pay you $200, $300, $500, $600 an hour to provide me insight. Great. They will tell you yes. Now, in a larger bid, even in certain agencies, there will be lots of people that know people. And now is your people know the other people better, right? And the individuals that have lots of power and pull are not normally in play. And they have to be wooed, and they want to be on winning teams, and they want to be treated well, and they're not going to do one-offs. So if you get to an agency like CMS has lots of people that are in the know, right? So all the companies that are going to bid are going to have somebody in the know. But just because you have that doesn't mean you're going to win work. If I take a recent example, the CMS Spark IDIQ, lots of companies hired individuals that are CMS ringers that knew CMS, and it didn't actually help them. Why? Because the opportunities weren't winnable. If you still don't have the right solution, or you can't create the right RFP, you don't have the right price, even if you know someone, you still lose. And that's why I'm opposed to the concept of lead with people that you know, right? Getting doors open is one of the easier things to do in all the realm of what we do. Winning work and closing the opportunity is difficult.
Well, Steve is the man, and I know that those involved in the academy sing his praises. Robert, what are some key takeaways for you from that clip?
The key thing that I took away from that is the idea that when you think properly about how you're looking at a deal, there's a number of things that are more important than having one or two solid relationships. And the real reason is that, the bureaucracy is going to take over, and the competitive environment is going to take over. And there are very many reasons for the government to both award you a contract as well as not award you the contract. So, it's critical that we keep the value of our relationships in the right perspective, that we don't overvalue that idea such that we become lazy in another area, but also that we put high value on the things that matter, which is delivering past performance that the customer really looks for, that we deliver past performance doing work in their environment, that we have the key personnel that they're after, and that we're hitting their needs and pricing things right. All of those ideas, when done well and done together in the right way, can contribute significantly towards your win and can put you in a position to win a contract even when you don't know someone.
I think that that's going to be really helpful, especially for those businesses that are either moving into a new segment of the industry, whether they're moving towards cybersecurity and they've been in IT, or they're trying to get in with a new customer and they don't have those relationships set up yet. I think this will be really encouraging to them. So I'm glad we were able to splice this out of our academy.
And this is just one of the many segments and the many things that we teach our students and our clients as part of this 10-session long GovCon Growth Academy, where we go through most of the critical issues that it takes to get your company set up to win. So if you enjoyed this clip and you'd like to learn more, let us know and we'd be happy to talk to you.
Yeah. Speaking of letting us know, Robert, where can the listener find you? Should they want to know more about this or about the academy or about other opportunities?
Right. So, like most of us, I'm on LinkedIn and we're doing more and more there. So I'm sure you can find us. rturner.net is our website. My name, Robert, at rturner.net is my email. Really looking forward to meeting our guests and listeners of the podcast.
And I can also confirm that we are over on Twitter, trying to make a little noise there. So if you want to follow us, we'll let you know anytime we drop a new episode. And any feedback you'd like to leave on any platform of your favorite sort of podcast listening experience, we would love to feature you as a reviewer on an upcoming episode and give a little shout out to your company. Robert, any final thoughts?
Maggie, it's been fun doing these little episodes. I hope our listeners enjoy them as much as you and I enjoy putting them together. This has been a new experience for us, and I hope it's one that our listeners find valuable.
I'm sure they will, and I look forward to the next episode. Until then, shall we call it a day and get back to work?
Let's do it.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.